So anyone who's been following this channel for some time now will know that the T2 Fusion Trainer, it used to be called the T2 Iso-Trainer, but they changed the name, and now they have t-shirts. See if you can see that around the mic. I want to thank them for sending me the t-shirt along with my last order from them. But anyway, you would know that this is my favorite all-in-one piece of home gym equipment. It's just, I love this thing to death. I use it all the time. I talk about it all the time. You do see videos on other products, but this is still, for years now, my favorite single piece of equipment. And it originally came with these handles. The stock handles. I think now they come with what I'm about to show you here in a minute. They give you both options, but they originally came with this. You run this handle through the housing unit, and then you attach it to this using the cam buckle. And I always like these handles. You can see in some B-roll that I had in a previous video where I even ran this thing through my ceiling mounts to be able to do pull-ups and dips off of these handles. But there were some people who complained that enough pressure on it would cause the handle to kind of bend on them and stuff. So they came out with an additional option that I think is now standard. I think you get both options now if you order it, or you can order it with both options, where it's more of a harder rubber handle with a little bit of, not knurling, but a little bit grippy surface there so that, you know, it just, for some people, if your hands get sweaty or whatever, it's a little bit more grippy, more stable and sturdy, doesn't bend. So I've been using these more so than I've used the older ones, but I don't really have a preference. I never really cared that much, but I just keep going towards these, mainly because one of the things that they did was the strap is a little bit longer, so you get even more adjustability with these. But one of the other things that they came out with were some attachments for foot and wrist straps. Now, the wrist straps primarily are for people who like to do Pilates and stuff, and I don't do Pilates, and truth be told, I probably will never do Pilates. But anyway, you can do it for that. But if you, because this, I mean, the T2 Fusion Trainer you can use for all kinds of things. That's why it's so versatile and so awesome. But I would do it for, use the wrist straps for some things like you know, lateral raises or whatever with the isokinetic function. So, I mean, you could find uses for it, but really the foot straps, these things are, I must say, luxurious. I mean, they are super comfortable. The padding is excellent. The materials is good, durable materials, but it's just so much more comfortable, because what you would have to do is you would just kind of move that to the side and then slip your ankle in through this or your foot through this and use it like that. But this is just so much more comfortable. So I have to commend them on this. And I think that these straps are only about $22 or something like that. I could be wrong. But that was the price they were at when I ordered them. Maybe they're like $23. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, these things are fantastic. And they're easy to use because, you know, you just kind of move this out of the way as before, you know, when you would just want to use them for foot straps. But then you just use the carabiner and clip it in there. And just that simple. I'm glad that they went this route as opposed to giving you a whole nother strap on one of them that you run through the housing unit. That way you don't have to change out the handles. You just attach these, you just clip them onto the handle, and you got your foot straps, and then you may have to do a little bit of readjusting the length of the strap, but it's really no big deal, because with this one you adjust the longer strap that's running through the housing unit to get how much strap and you want. So depending on what exercise you're doing, how much excess length that you need to get the full range of motion. But I think this was a great idea. I'm glad that they got these. I've been using them now for my leg exercises. Plus, I didn't really try to use my foot through this one. I just went ahead and used this. But I suppose if you have smaller feet, you can even get it tighter around your ankle that way. I never saw the need to try to get my foot through this one. It probably would fit pretty easily, but I just stick my foot through this one and do the hamstring curls. You can do single leg extensions. You can do the hamstring curl like you would on a suspension trainer, and then going into the isometrics, or you can use the bungee. Either way, but you can do abduction and adduction, single leg with that, kind of like you would with resistance bands. So this just opens up more possibilities. I'm sure those of you who do a more wider variety of exercises would find more uses than I would just for various leg exercises and maybe some shoulder work. These are great. I want to commend them for coming out with, by far, I've used a lot of suspension trainers from the TRX all the way down to, you know, the Sling Trainer or the Nanobars version 2, whatever. I mean, by far, these are fantastic for foot slings. Better than the most comfortable foot slings I've ever used. So take that for what it's worth. Plus, I mean, with it just being a carabiner, you can attach these and use them for all kinds of things. I mean, you can use them for just regular resistance bands or whatever else. So, I mean, you're not limited to just incorporating these with the T2 Fusion Trainer. You can use them for whatever gear you may have lying around that you need, either foot slings or wrist straps, kind of all in one unit here, and it's very soft, very comfortable, but very, very durable material. So well done. Once again, the best single piece of home fitness equipment just continues to get better, and I like the way that they're expanding this, because if you've seen my previous reviews on it, it's like a toolkit. You know, it can do so much and replace so much all in one if you want to be a minimalist with this, but at the same time, with that toolkit, you can arrange it for not only all of the various things that they have pitched it to be able to do, you know, with suspension, isometrics, isokinetics, resistance band training, and all, you know, all kinds of wave training, all kinds of things that it can replace. But then you can also, it does Pilates and whatever. But not only does all that, but you can find ways to use it that they perhaps didn't even intend it to be used, but then are like pleased to see people like me doing various calisthenics, you know, using the handles for pull-ups and dips, just whatever. You can just make use of all kinds of stuff, and they keep expanding and getting it better. So well done to the T2 Fusion Trainer team. I hope they continue to add more attachments. There's still plenty of room in the bag. This was not necessarily on my wish list, but I'm glad that they got it, and hopefully if you're a T2 Fusion Trainer fan, you'll grab you some of these slings here. Or if you're not into this thing yet, go watch my other videos. I have a whole playlist of everything related to this piece of equipment, because it is by far my favorite. So there you go. I appreciate you watching this video this long. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you liked it. Click the dislike video button if you didn't like the video. I don't really care either way. And if you want to support what we're doing at Theology Geek Fitness, you can do that by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Theology Geek Fitness. $1 will get you in the door to all kinds of workout routines and workout videos that you can follow along with. The whole playlist devoted to the T2 Fusion Trainer, by the way. So consider that. $1 gets you in the door. The $10 and above patrons will get in on my gear giveaways. I try to do those once a quarter. If I have a piece of equipment that I review, whether I like it or don't like it, if I'm not going to use it on a regular basis, or if I ordered multiple things of it or whatever, I like to give those to my patrons every few months, because they're the ones who make this channel possible. So I appreciate your time and attention watching this one. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.